Hello everybody and welcome back to Marble Madness. Can you believe it? It's season 6 now here in 2025 and snow on the ground but melting throughout the course of the race. This track is going to be a really interesting one. You see those 3 little bricks on that straightaway, going to be big obstacles for these marbles to deal with here. You can see a little demo run going down here. This one jump, and yeah, in the demo they avoid them, but expect a lot of crashes today. Very unpredictable track. And we'll open it up with the defending champion, Sea Turtle, going up against Blue Moon. And out of the gate, it's Sea Turtle who gets the jump and stretching that lead to about 3-4 feet. Keeps it clean throughout. Blue Moon has no play, and Sea Turtle proving why he's a defending champion in the opening race. No trouble for either marble there. That's a good start. And Sea Turtle starts off his title defense pretty well. Back-to-back Final Fours for him as well. Demon's Eye and Lightning, and it's Demon's Eye with a slight lead. Lightning is right up on him, having some trouble. One more move from Lightning, still not giving up on the fight, all the way to the line, and it's still Demon's Eye across. Lightning gave it everything there, but Demon's Eye with answers at every point of defense. It looked like Lightning almost fell off the track, brought the race back, and made it close in the end. As you can see, right all the way with him, just couldn't find the last move at the end there. And it turns up with Party and Mudslide as our third match of the day. And Party building up quite a lead. Mudslide having trouble with the walls, and too much trouble. He's off the track. First casualty of the race day. Party finishes there. He had some trouble with the blocks too, but kept it cleaner. And Mudslide, a former champion in his own right, crashes out as the 12 seed. Now, Peacock and Titanic going at this one. Peacock is hounding Titanic. Gets around him. Titanic's off the track as well. Peacock's going to finish this race with an easy win. Titanic is being hounded the entire time, felt the pressure, and one hit with the blocks sends him flying. Nightfall and Monarch. Next one on the docket, and Monarch gets the jump on Nightfall at the start here. Don't see that too often with the lower seeds. Both of them keep it clean, but Nightfall's running out of track, and Monarch is going to complete a nice upset for himself there. Plenty of upsets already in the early going of this one. Circus and Twisted Thicket next up here, and Twisted Thicket gets the jump. Circus trailing and losing ground. Twisted Thicket off to the races, and he crashes out as well. Circus going to keep it cleaner and finish and advance. Tough break for Twisted Thicket. Another one that falls after getting an early lead here. We're seeing a lot of these marbles start to fall victim with the pressure that these races bring. Cloudstorm and Bumblebee up next, and it's Cloudstorm with the jump, but here comes Bumblebee back into the picture. He comes up with the lead. Cloudstorm falls off the track. Bumblebee has almost no speed, but it doesn't matter when Cloudstorm isn't in the picture. Was there contact between them? There was not. It was just poor lines by both of them, and Bumblebee was able to save it. Last match of this upper left part of the bracket. It's Blitz and Grasshopper, and Blitz pulling away, building up that lead. Grasshopper giving chase. Both of them keeping it clean, but Blitz has about a 2-foot lead he had for about the entire race. Saw it building up right here, and he never let it go. Both marbles take identical lines throughout, and that is the first quarter of the bracket sorted. A lot to like in this first upper left group. 3 out of 8 upsets. That's Peacock, Monarch, and Bumblebee, so a nice balance, all things considered. And now in this lower left portion, a lot of Marble Summer Championship marbles in here. First matchup that we're going to see, though, Werewolf and Silhouette, is not. Werewolf Final Four appearance last season. Silhouette yet to have a win in his Marble Madness career. In the blocks, and they're off, and Silhouette gets the jump on Werewolf. This could be big deal for him. Pinch from Werewolf. He couldn't get by. Silhouette shot out into the distance. He's going to get his first win. Werewolf doesn't even finish the race. What a way to do it for Silhouette. The 16 takes down the 1, and Werewolf sent back to the drawing board. Rocky Mountain and Flame looking to try and calm things down here. Rocky Mountain off into the distance, bounding over the wall. He crashes, and Flame, it's a stress-free victory. After he was starting to lose some ground there, Rocky Mountain just too much speed. One contact with the third block sends him towering over the wall. Now Electric Eel and Atlantis. Electric Eel got a small lead. Now it's building back up. Neither marble crashes out this time. They both keep it clean, and Electric Eel finishes with the win. It was very close for quite some time. Then Atlantis ran into some trouble with the walls. Electric Eel managed to keep it cleaner. 4-seed Dandelion, the 13-seed Ocean Breeze Dandelion, another one of these marbles that does not have a career win in Marble Madness, and that's going to have to wait. Ocean Breeze finds a way through. Dandelion popped out of the track. Another contact with that block right there. Looked like it was the second one that got him. Cherry and Royalty, 2 more Marble Summer Championship marbles in their own rights. Cherry's got the lead. Royalty giving chase, trying to find the move. He's right on his back, but he's not going to have room to get it done. He runs out of time. Cherry survives. Just couldn't find the move. He got blocked once and ran out of momentum, did Royalty. And Cherry advances. Now Patriot and Goldfish. Patriot got a big lead here, building it up. Goldfish keeping it steady though, and Patriot bounds over the wall. That is a huge crash. And Goldfish is going to advance. It's a huge crash because he is one of the 3 members of the Perfect Attendance Club. Patriot is out and will not return to the second round. The first time he's failed to advance in all of his seasons of trying. Fiesta and Vampire in this one, and Fiesta gets bounced over the wall. Another piece of contact between these two. Vampire pulls off the upset here. He's a dangerous 10 seed. Slipped around. It looked like Fiesta actually might have hit into Vampire and bounced out of the arena. Last match in this chaotic lower left is going to be Flare and Vortex gets the jump on Flare. Trouble for the fan favorite. Vortex keeping the lead. Both marbles keep it clean, but there's no move for Flare, and Vortex pulls off yet another upset in this lower left. It has just been chock full of them to this point. What a round for some upsets here. Counting them up, I think it's 6 out of the 8 this time. The only ones that weren't were Cherry and Electric Eel, the 5 and the 6. A lot of chaos in the lower left. Now moving on to the upper right, Banana Split and Winter Blast will be our first match. Not as many Marble Summer Championship marbles in this one, but still a good spraying of them throughout the list. Banana Split and Winter Blast will open, and it's Banana Split narrow lead, now starting to build it up. Winter Blast with trouble on the walls, and he crashes out. Banana Split keeps it clean. One of the best all-around marbles to ever do it on the channel. Starts off his revenge tour after losing in the championship of last season with a win in the first round. Cyclone and Carmel, next matchup, and Carmel right on the back of Cyclone. He tried a couple of times to get around him. Now he crashes out of the arena, and Cyclone survives. It looked like Carmel just kind of got a little bit loose after the second block that was made. Google Earth and Parrot. And it is a narrow lead for Google Earth, but Parrot keeping it close, and he's going to pinch him. Pinches him right there, and Google Earth's going to survive as a result of that contact. Tough break for Parrot. He just kind of bumped into him, sent him out, and lost all momentum in the process. Skyline and Tide Pod up next. 2 of these cat's eye marbles. Skyline has got a slight lead. Tide Pod actually passed him, but now crashes out of the race, and Skyline's going to survive. Tough break for Tide Pod, who did the hard part, passing him on the orange track. You can see right there. Watch as he starts to make this run. Slips right by Skyline, but just can't control it and bounds right over the wall and out of play. Tough break for him. Hurricane and Minty up next. Hurricane, contact made with Minty, survives it, but bounds over the wall, and Minty is going to get a win right here by virtue of the mistake from Hurricane. There was an attempted pass. Hurricane got a little bit of a jump after that and then ran into the third block and hit over the wall. Slenderman and Zombie up next. The Monster Mash. Slenderman's got a lead and he's building it up. 2 feet about at this point. Zombie kept it clean as well, but he's not going to be in the picture for this one, and Slenderman completes a pretty simple victory right there. Zombie never really had him. Prairie Grass and Candy Pop, our next one. Prairie Grass gets the jump off the line, pulling away into the distance. Candy Pop also kept it clean. They're keeping it mostly clean relative to the other groups here in this upper right part of the bracket, but Candy Pop with no answers for Prairie Grass, who will advance to the round of 32. And our last one here in the upper right, Tree Frog and Grayscale, and Tree Frog gets jumped off the line. Red alert right here. This could be an upset. Grayscale's got the lead. Tree Frog has no moves at this point. One of the fastest marbles on the channel is dropped in the first round, and Grayscale pulls off a big-time upset to close out the upper right part of the bracket. Tree Frog, of course, known for his speed in Marble Time Attack, and now bounced in the first round of 2025's Marble Madness. One more quadrant to go, the lower right portion of the bracket. A lot of former champions in this group. Season 1 Scorpion, Season 2 the Ghosts. Evergreen had a championship loss in there, and Forest, the 1 seed who we're about to see, was in the Final Four last season. He's up against Chargers, and he gets the jump. So far, so good for Forest, building up that lead, but now it's starting to come down, and Chargers gets around. Chargers is going to pull off a massive upset, the second 16 to win today. Takes down Forest. The lane just opened up the first time I think we've seen a pass at that part of the track today. Normally it's been on the jump, but he just found it and stuns Forest. Crashes out of this tournament early. Now Pineapple and Avalanche has the jump. Pineapple is hounding him, and now Pineapple gets around. Avalanche was popped up in the air like popcorn and is slowly going to finish this race Some contact with the blocks, one of the rare times you hit the block and stay on the track, but it still ends up costing him his race. Pineapple just found the better line right there, and Avalanche out early. Another former champion, forgot to mention. Scorpion versus Celtic now here, and Celtic giving Scorpion some troubles, but now he's pulling away. Both marbles keep it clean. Celtic not out of the picture, but now he's out of track, and Scorpion advances. First time Scorpion has moved on in a Marble Madness since his inaugural title campaign, so good to see him back and having some success in the tournaments. Wasps and Cookie Dough, the 4 versus the 13. It's the Wasps with the lead. Both marbles keep it clean until Cookie Dough goes bounding over the back wall, and the Wasps going to finish and join Scorpion in the round of 32. The Wasps, another one of these perfect attendance club members. I think the only one left standing after the earlier troubles from the other ones. The Ghosts holding off Octopus in this one. Both marbles keeping it clean, and Octopus never had a lane to get through there. That's some championship caliber defending by the Ghosts, blocking him at every point of asking, and Octopus just took a poor line off the jump. Now the 3 and 14, Slimeball and Fireball. Battle of the balls here as Slimeball is pulling away with the lead. Here comes Fireball though. He was mounting a charge and Slimeball just jumped off the course. A 14 takes down a 3. We've seen plenty of upsets today. Why not add another one to the tally as Slimeball doesn't even make it onto the open track. He crashes out early. And our final match, second to last match of the day, Evergreen and Tidal Wave. Evergreen gets into some trouble. Oh, he looked wild on the walls, and Tidal Wave granted a free pass into the round of 32. Evergreen is getting hounded, started to pull away, and just a couple of hits ping-ponging off the walls there. Couldn't keep it clean. Now, the final match of the day, Inferno and Supernova. Inferno holds off the joust from Supernova, who's mounting a charge. There's going to be some contact, and Supernova gets by. Inferno again ran into the blocks, but managed to stay on the track. Unfortunately for him, it doesn't end up mattering in the end as Supernova clears the runway and finds his way through into the round of 32. Another 15 seed. They go 3 for 4 on the day, taking down the 2s. Plenty of upsets. We're going to see 2 16s, a handful of 15s, and a couple of 14s in the next round. A crazy day for Marble Madness. A lot of low seeds moving on. There's a couple of quadrants where the 5 seed is the highest seed remaining. You see that in the lower left and the lower right. An incredible day of racing overall on this chaotic track. Next week's track is going to be very similar to the one in 2024, which produced some of the best races we've seen in tournament history, so be on the lookout for that. Well, that's all we got for today. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and catch back next week with the round of 32 and the Sweet 16. Take care.